Last night, Israeli missiles struck a military base in Syria in violation of international law. At least 8 missiles were launched at Syria's T4 air base in the east of the Homs province. Over 12 Syrian soldiers were killed and 30 were injured. This missile strike comes at a time when the Syrian government is being accused of a new round of chemical attacks upon the civilian population in Douma, which is near the capital. Now, it should be noted that this facility, which was attacked by Israel, was a base in which drone operations were launched to fight Daesh forces. Footage over Lebanon shows heavy air activity, with many suspecting Israel launched the attacks from Lebanese airspace, which it often occupies. The attack has led to 5 of the 8 cruise missiles being downed by the Syrian air defense systems and the scrambling of Russian aircraft over the Mediterranean Sea and Homs. Now, according to the Iranian state media, Fars, 3 Iranian soldiers died inside of the attack, as was reported on Monday morning. Now, Donald Trump said at a cabinet meeting that he was going to make a major decision on what the United States was going to do about Syria in the next 24 to 48 hours. He said that he wanted to figure out exactly who was responsible for the chemical attack: Russia, Syria, or even possibly Iran.
Thank you very much. I'd like to begin by condemning the heinous attack on innocent Syrians with banned chemical weapons. It was an atrocious attack. It was horrible. You don't see things like that, as bad as the news is around the world. You just don't see those images. We are studying that situation extremely closely. We are meeting with our military and everybody else, and we'll be making some major decisions over the next 24 to 48 hours.
Meanwhile, a preliminary investigation by Russia shows that no chemical weapons were used in the Douma area, where it is alleged that a chlorine gas attack was carried out by the Syrian government. The Russian Ministry of Defense even went so far as to claim that the photos and video that were posted by the controversial White Helmets were in fact forgeries. They were faked to make it look like there was an attack when there was none. Now, this new attack is very suspiciously timed. Now, this comes as the Syrian government has control of about 90% of the area in that region. In other words, the terrorist forces, the FSA, al-Nusra Front, or other terrorist-aligned organizations, are literally on the verge of defeat. And this mysterious gas attack just appears out of nowhere as a justification for Israel and the United States to consider military intervention. I mean, this definitely does show that I think that the planning of all of this, like the fact that it happened at this time, is certainly indicative of a false flag attack. The Syrian government would have no reason to do it. They are already in control of 90% of the area, and they are on the verge of absolute victory. There is no need to carry out an attack like this, which was quite echoed by Donald Trump, calling it senseless and having been carried out for no reason. Well, if you think it's been carried out for no reason, then maybe you just don't know what the reason is. I mean, this whole thing is entirely suspicious. I, for one, don't buy the claim that the Syrian government carried out any of these chemical attacks whatsoever, especially this last one, which has, frankly, at this point, no real evidence that it's even existed. Even Russia has called for the OPCW to come in and investigate it for themselves. They can offer them to come into Syria and investigate this alleged chemical attack itself. And I would not be surprised at all if it turned out that there was no evidence that a chemical attack was carried out. This seems like this is very much a last-ditch effort by the United States to justify some kind of intervention inside of Syria, whether that be U.S. forces being placed on the ground or perhaps even using Israeli forces in this case. What we have here is, I think definitely, I mean, I hate to use the conspiracy theory term false flag, but I think that it aptly fits in this situation. And it's one more piece of evidence that shows that very possibly in the immediate future that the United States might be taking very serious and radical action against the Syrian government. Trump has already given the time frame of 24 to 48 hours in which a lot of people are expecting that a full-out military campaign will be carried out against the Syrian government. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.